Welcome to Tales of Cindy. I am your host, Cindy, and we're here to talk about my life because that's what we do here. Thank you all for being patient with me about not getting videos out. I actually did record 3 videos the night that I told you that I was going to, but the problem is I didn't like them. So I've been mulling over it, and here is one video to capture all that I posted in the 3. I'm sure there'll be follow-up videos over time, so I'm not too worried that I'm gonna miss things. The problem is I've been struggling with how to create these videos for a long time. They're pretty intense in terms of the emotional impact they have on me, so it's difficult for me to just create a series of videos or one video that captures it all. In order to not draw out my own emotional trauma with it, I'm just doing it in one. The big news, the big thing is I'm not gay. I'm not a lesbian. I'm not a woman. I'm trans. I'm a trans man. I use the pronouns he, him. I figured out I was trans after I figured out that I was attracted to women. So I'm still attracted to women. None of that's changed. But what has changed is my own understanding of myself. It's actually one of the reasons that I've had a hard time making videos, is because I felt disingenuous calling myself a lesbian and making videos about being a lesbian when I knew I wasn't a lesbian. But I wasn't ready to come out as trans until now. So here I am coming out as trans. Woohoo! I'm trans! It's been one hell of a roller coaster this last year. The thing is, had I grown up today in the world that we lived in today, I would have known I was trans as a kid. Because kids are exposed to trans stuff. Like I said in my comp pet video, I wasn't even exposed to lesbians. I definitely wasn't exposed to trans people and trans stuff. So I didn't figure out I was trans until recently. And not because I wasn't exposed to anything trans, but because I shoved the piece of me that could have figured out I was trans so deep in the closet that it isn't really funny. And the reason I did this is because of my mom. When I was about 11-ish years old, I started having conversations with my mom about how I didn't want to be a girl and how I felt like I was a boy. And at first my mom just thought it was, oh, well, Cindy wants to be like her brothers. She's surrounded by boys. But it became apparent pretty quick to my mom that it was more. And when that happened, my mom became extra abusive towards me. She tried to legitimately beat the trans out of me. I don't think she fully understood that that's what it was. Or if she thought that I was a butch lesbian or what. But she knew that what I was saying was not in line with my religion and not in line with what she wanted for her child. And so she tried to fix me. And I didn't put all of it together why she was extra abusive to me as a kid during those years until after I came out to my family, and a particular memory kind of just pushed its way to the forefront of my mind, and I was like, oh my God, that was it. Because she was abusive to me anyway. So my brain didn't put everything together, but these particular memories, like it was like having this one memory. It was like the key, right? Once I had that key memory, all these other memories that were attached to it made sense in a way that they hadn't made sense before. And yeah, my mom tried to fix me. She basically tried conversion therapy on me. The more femme I became, the more I talked about boys and dating boys, or wanting to date boys, or liking boys, or interacting with boys in a romantic nature instead of just a friendship nature, the more all of those things happened, the happier my mom got and the less she abused me. So I became more and more femme because it made my life easier. And I'm not sure I was fully aware that that's what I was doing or that's what my mom was doing. It kind of was trained behavior, and you're not always aware of trained behavior responses and why it happens. It wasn't a conscious choice on my part to dress more femme to make my mom happy. It was a overall life choices too. There was all these other social pressures on me to become more and more femme as well, but the big one was my mom. Because when I stopped saying I wanted to become a boy, because every single time something like that came out of my mouth, she legitimately hit me, smacked me, pulled my hair, or flicked my lips. And it's because of this and this abuse that was directed towards me relating to my transness that I'm officially removing my name from the LDS Church. And that may not seem connected to people, but here's the thing. My mom abused me that way because she thought I was going to go to hell, or at the very least, not make it to God if I didn't get fixed. Now, that's true of a lot of Christian religions, and in any of those religions, I would do what I could to be no longer associated with it after having gone through that. But it's particularly problematic with the Mormon religion because my mom thought she was doing me a favor. Not just an eternal one, but a temporal one as well. Like this life. She thought she was saving me in this life as well. Not just from the pain of being trans, though I'm sure she thought that that was some of it. She thought that it was the only way that her child would be allowed to do the things her child wanted to do. And this is what I mean. Back in the 1970s and 1980s, when my mom was a young adult and up to like my age, the LDS Church had policies in place that stated that trans people and gay people and lesbians should have zero access to children. And by zero access to children, I mean zero access to children. They should not be teachers. They should not be writers. They should not be artists. They should not be musicians. They should not be actors or actresses or TV personalities. They should be none of those things and more, because they would somehow influence or hurt the children. Those policies were in place when my mother was in her formative years in many ways for understanding how the world worked. And this is not to excuse my mother. Trust me, if she was still alive, she and I would have a big blowout. But she knew those policies, and she knew that I wanted to be an author and an illustrator and a teacher. And I loved children and being around children. My mom literally thought that in the world she believed in, the only way I could be the things I wanted to be in life, that the only way I should be able to be the things I wanted in life was to be straight and to be cis. So her abuse of me was, yes, for my eternal salvation, but it was also because she thought that she was saving me in this life. And it just is so messed up that my mother was put in a position where she thought that to save me, she had to make me straight. Now, how she chose to go about doing any of that is all on her, and it's wrong. But the church has never made any apologies for any of those policies. And if you were to ask some of the people in the church, they would agree with it today, still. The church of my childhood was softer toward LGBTQ people, more loving, more gracious, but still harsh. And again, those policies, even the ones that have been changed from my childhood, they've never been apologized for. I wasn't lying in my video about the Trans Day of Awareness that the LDS Church is one of the most transphobic organizations in existence. Because it's built into the doctrine that because I was assigned the gender female at birth, I am a woman for eternity, no matter what. And I am not. I'm just not. I spent almost 32 years of my life trying to fit in the LDS Church, trying to play the role. And I still like some of the doctrines. That hasn't changed. But there's others of them that are just so inherently opposed to who I am and what I believe. But more importantly, the policies of the church, the ones that they refuse to call doctrine, though they treat them as such, are so inherently transphobic and so inherently opposed to the teachings of Jesus. Even the policies that they change and later call hurtful in different ways, they will not apologize for. They refuse to apologize until those policies change, the ones that are hurting people, until apologies are made over the pulpit to the entire world for the hurt that has been caused. Not just to me. Until the church acknowledges that the slew of suicides in Utah that followed some of their policy changes was connected. Until they're willing to acknowledge the hurt that they cause in the name of Jesus, I can't in any way feel comfortable with any association with the Mormon Church, whether I believe in any of it or not. It doesn't matter. The hurt it caused me would be enough to remove my name. The hurt it's causing millions justifies an official call out. I spent my life trying to be a good Mormon girl and feeling broken, flawed, and wrong, no matter what I did. If you'd been somebody who I held in confidence and you had asked me at any point in time, I would have told you that there was something wrong with me, that I wasn't ever going to be good enough. And it comes back down to the fact that I couldn't be who everybody wanted me to be. I tried, and 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 I tried. I tried to be who everybody wanted me to be, but I couldn't, because the inherent premise was wrong. Everybody wanted me to be a woman when I am a man. And fuck that. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It never has worked. I've had to shove myself further and further into bubbles and repression and misery in order to belong and feel like I could function. And I'm done doing that. I'm done being somebody I'm not. So I'm going to officially introduce myself one more time. Hello guys. I'm Simon. I am a trans man. I'm 32 years old. I live in Seattle. And I love my life in a way that I have never loved my life before. I wish you guys could see me in real life right now. You could see me talk and laugh and how I behave. I have so much joy on a daily basis. My anxiety has almost completely gone away because it turned out a lot of my anxiety was actually dysphoria. And as I embrace myself, I don't have it. And then testosterone's helped with my anxiety too. It's calmed those down, which I know it doesn't do for everybody. So don't think testosterone's a magic anti-anxiety pill. But when your anxiety is connected to the fact that you've been living the wrong gender for your entire life, sometimes getting the right gender juice inside your system makes a difference. Just saying. Yes, my voice is actually lower, in case you were wondering that. It is, I've been on testosterone for 2 months. Okay, not quite 2 months. But yeah, my voice is lowering. Yes, that is a shadow of a mustache. I get to be myself. I get to be the dude. And I have correctly been gendered once or twice, which is fantastic, by strangers. Nothing makes me feel more euphoric when a stranger genders me correctly. It's hard because my body is very curvy, and even with a binder, I still got a big butt. So I gotta start working out to help kind of tone it a little bit and hope that helps. And fix my posture. Fixing my posture will help a lot too. Anyway, now that I've made this video, expect me to do those things that I promised you I'd do. I plan on starting to stream again. My Patreon is going to get up and going and have some of the recordings of my voice. I missed the 1 month one, but I'll get a 2 month one up too. Slowly we're going to work on changing everything from Tales of Cindy to a new thing. Might just be Tales of Simon. It might be something else. I'm not sure yet. But for now, everything's going to stay the same so that people can find me. I'm so excited to share the real me with you. Thank you for being part of my life. Thank you for being people who have supported me and given me a reason to keep going when things were tough. You're phenomenal. You're absolutely phenomenal. And I will talk to you all later.